I should say good morning, Mr. Luke Becker. How are you in the US of A?
It's going good. How about yourself?
Yeah, a bit frustrated over here, like probably you are. No Speedway. Of course, we had the announcement 2 weeks ago that the British League is not, well, no Speedway at all is happening in the UK. A bit frustrating for us over here, really, because I believe on the 11th of August, which is Tuesday, I think that Sweden are going to start racing over there, and they're already racing in Poland for quite a number of weeks. And I see been doing a bit of Speedway in the US of A as well.
Yeah, I've gotten in a couple of meetings. I think I've done this year in total three, and then I've done two other practices. So, I mean, I rode a little bit, not, of course, not as much as I've wanted to, but it's kind of hard. It's not like we really have many tracks that we can go and just practice at on a weekly basis, so that makes it a little bit difficult. But I've been trying to get on the bike as much as possible, do anything I can to get on the bike, and just trying to keep everything going. I don't want to not be on a bike for too long and then kind of lose it. I mean, it's like riding a bicycle. Once you get on, it takes another lap or so, and then you can get back into the groove. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep busy with that on the weekends, and then been working a lot during the week at a all housing appliance company of one of my sponsors. So been getting in plenty hours doing that, and yeah, I mean, just been keeping busy.
But congratulations, because you have been winning some stuff in the States, haven't you? You've been riding.
I won one event. It's actually called the COVID Classic. That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got a trophy in the room that has COVID on it, so I guess that one I can remember that. Hopefully, we don't have too much longer with all this stuff. But
Don't bring that trophy over to the UK next year. We want no COVID here. You know what I mean? Nothing that says COVID
yeah,
on it at all, man. We don't want anything like that. So, I mean, so you've been keeping
possibly.
yourself
But
busy.
what'd you say?
You've been keeping yourself busy then.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I haven't really had any downtime, to be honest with you. It's been kind of flat out. I mean, usually it's flat out with all the speedway, but yeah, it's kind of, I mean, having a normal job and kind of getting the feel of things with that sort of definitely makes you appreciate it a lot, racing for a living. So I definitely wish I was doing that instead of what I'm doing now. But I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is, and nothing really we can do
So
about it, really.
can you guys leave the States and fly around the world or not? Or are you basically sort of that's it? You're locked into the US of A.
No, not right. I mean, right now, I believe I don't really know exactly. I know we're not on considered lockdown anymore, so
Right.
I believe we can leave. Of course, I think we have to go through all the quarantine stuff and quarantine for the 2 weeks once we get there. But no, I think it's pretty open with flying around right now. I mean, as far as I know.
Yeah. What about? Were you tempted to join some of the other lads like Sam Masters, and the rest of the boys over in Poland? Did that cross your mind at any time?
Yeah, I mean, it did. I had a contract with Czestochowa in the extra league for this season,
Yeah.
and kind of, I mean, a lot of people know it's a whole different ball game once you get over to Poland and
Yeah, it
try
is.
get
Yeah.
guaranteed meetings, which they won't guarantee you meetings. It's more just based on how you end up performing, and even with Czestochowa, I wasn't actually promised one meeting. It was more of I go over doing sparring, testing matches, and say if I do good, then I could be in the team as the number 8, which would only be basically if somebody was not performing up to par or something, or somebody got injured or something of that part, then I can come in.
Yeah.
But it's not an actual spot in the team,
No.
so it makes it a little bit hard. I mean, to go over there, go through the whole deal. I mean, in my contract, it said I would have to literally like sign saying that I'm going to live in Poland. I'm not going to leave there for the rest of the year, and I'm not promised any races. So I mean, I can't.
No.
It's kind of hard for me to commit myself to that
Yeah.
and go
I
through all.
yeah. I get that. And I understand that.
They're not race. I mean, even at the same time, I know they're practicing loads, but if I get there stuck there and they're only really racing once a week, so I mean, and if I'm not in the team, then I'm just going to be going crazy if you really think about it. It's a little bit different if it's already over in Europe and in the UK and in Sweden and getting some other meetings, but to go all the way over there just for that, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, you might as well be at home and just do some practice racing and some one odd meeting in the States. Let's move on to some of the questions that we've been sent to us by the fans. And one of the questions is, when was the first time you went on a speedway bike? So when did you first start riding speedway?
That was 2011. It was my first year on a 150. It went dark. Yeah, first year on a 150 was that, and then I did 1 year on a 150. I did, what was that? So I was 2011. So yeah, I was about 11, 12 years old. No, I was 11, so I did 1 year, and then when I moved to 250s, I was 12, because then you have to be 12 to move up to 250s.
All right, okay.
I did my three, I did my 4 years on that before I turned 16, because 16, then you can move up to the 500s. So yeah, 2011 was the first year of getting going. I mean, I rode a bunch of motocross and raced a little bit of motocross growing up, and I've been
Yeah.
riding ever since a little kid, but before actually getting on the speedo bike, that was the first time.
Talking about the UK, what has been your favourite track in the UK so far in your short time racing in the UK? What's your favourite track?
My favorite track. Um, I mean, as far as like a smaller track, I definitely like Wolves. I mean, it's
Yeah,
definitely, at first I didn't really care for it, but I mean, I'm sure everybody will tell you the same thing. You kind of gotta, it's definitely a technical track. So once you get it all dialed in and kind of get the racing lines down, you can adapt to it. But as far as small tracks, probably definitely Wolverhampton, and then moving on to bigger tracks. I mean, Bellevue. I mean, that stadium and track is by far, it's definitely like most like all parts of Europe, different parts of Europe.
yeah.
So I do like Bellevue. I mean, Peterborough is a nice track as well. I mean, I don't really have any tracks I dislike. I haven't rode any of the championship tracks yet, but in the top league, I mean, there's not any tracks that I really don't like going to or anything like that. I kind of just keep an open mind and go with the flow.
And of course, you were looking forward. You were looking forward to doubling up with Somerset as well, weren't you? So you've got a busy schedule lined up for this year. Hopefully, that will continue for next year. I mean, so moving to Somerset and riding there as well as Wolves, that would have really improved you a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, getting the meetings in is what definitely is gonna be the better part for me. Definitely being as young as I am, I think getting on the bike and going to the line as many times as I can is what I'm gonna learn the most from. So
Yeah,
that was my mindset on it, and then at the same time, like I was telling you with in Poland and the extra league, I didn't know exactly what was going to be happening there, and then even in Sweden, I mean, I'm not really guaranteed the whole season or nothing like that there as well. So it's kind of all up in the air. So I thought definitely to be doubling up in the UK would be the smarter choice for me.
yeah. Was there any other club in the UK interested in signing you before you joined Wolves?
No, not really. I had a deal sealed, well, not completely sealed, but everything with Edinburgh, and that was a year before I came to the UK last year. And I had some visa issues that ended up making that not be able to happen, but we ended up kind of taking a different route. That's when I got in contact with Greg, and Greg was helping me out a lot and basically told me, like, look, it's not going to happen in the UK this year, but how about you come over for a month or so and live with me when I come over for Sweden and kind of just get some practice in and kind of just see what it's all about and get an idea for it all. So I ended up doing that and ended up actually staying for the whole year. I had to come back 4 different times for our national rounds in the U.S. to get my visa for last year in the U.K. because I have to place top 4. But I ended up staying there for the whole year. I got a club in the second division in Poland for Rzeszów, and I even did some meetings for a club in the um, lower league in Sweden. So I was getting some laps in and learning a bunch from it.
I mean, and I have to have said that probably one of the greatest guys in the speedway world that you're involved with, and who's given you a bit of help in the past, and if he still is now, of course, is Greg Hancock, and sadly has retired from speedway at the moment, and living in California. So we do miss old Greg. He's a great guy, isn't he?
Yeah, no, I mean, you said it all right there. I mean, the guy is definitely, not only is he American, that was the better part, going over and staying with American, getting mentored by American, but I mean, I couldn't think of another person or guy in Speedway that I couldn't ask for better help from and better advice from. I mean, 4 world championships and
Yeah.
all the accomplishments he's made throughout the years, and just an all around, not even the Speedway part, just an all around nice guy. He's a good person to get advice from and kind of bounce ideas off of, and definitely someone I listen to a lot. So, big thank you to him, his family, for taking me in for first couple, basically my first year over in Europe and showing me the ropes, and definitely would not be where I'm at or got to where I'm at without their help. So big thank you to them.
Yeah, so actually one of the questions here is, have you took on any of Greg's mechanics? Any mechanics that Greg used to use? Are you using them or not? Or
No, I'm not. I'm not right now. That was in Poland. I actually was using. He had a new mechanic that was supposed to be starting out helping him last year.
yeah,
Kyle High has been his mechanic for, I think, over 10 years now, and Ralph helps me out a lot just with advice and kind of using. I mean, he's basically a good contact to have in Poland for a lot of different reasons. So he helps me out behind the scenes a lot, and I was even staying. Not, I was staying at his house for a little bit and using his workshop before I ended up switching over, and Magic Yanoski has helped me out a lot. But Greg had a new mechanic that was supposed to be helping him out last year that he already had on the books. I mean, because he was planning on coming over for last season, and he wasn't using him. So he ended up saying if I wanted to use him, I could, and then kind of just take over that. So I did use his mechanic that was supposed to be helping him last year. I did have him help me out last year, and that went really well. So as far as that, that's what happened along those lines.
and moving forward, I mean, do you see yourself? Do you want to be on the GP scene at some stage in your career?
Oh yeah, I mean that's everybody's goal,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
Of course, going to the top and being in the Grand Prix is the ultimate goal. Um, I mean, definitely, I want to make sure I'm ready for it before, even if I did get the chance. It's kind of difficult to say. Of course, you want to hop on the first opportunity to do it if you did get the opportunity to do it, but I also want to wait till I'm ready and think I'm ready and prepared for it, and kind of do it the right way from the beginning. So that's the goal, and hopefully we end up making it there.
now, when you're living over in lovely Wolverhampton, as it is, what do you know? You're living away from the States. What do you miss the most? What food or what sort of treats do you miss when you're away from the US of A? What do you miss the most?
I mean, definitely number one thing is probably my family, family, friends, everything. Basically, kind of used to the weather. I mean, the weather is pretty good in England last year too. I mean, I heard a lot of people saying it was better than it usually is, so I'll get used to
Yeah,
it. But I mean, not really. I mean, of course, food and some certain things I miss, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, kind of just going with it and just living it. Really, I mean, I got my certain places I eat in the UK.
yeah. I was just saying about things that you miss from home, but I mean, looking forward to 2021. Where are we? 2021. Yeah, that's next year. I think we forget what month it is, what day it is, what year it is for this COVID thing. But looking forward to next year. I mean, you'll definitely be back with the Wolves. I mean, nothing will really change. I think the sides will be the same next year as they are this year. So you're looking forward to the challenge in 2021.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've heard from CVS and Pete that they're trying to do is definitely keep the same squad rolling into next year, and I hope that is the case because, of course, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but Wolverhampton. So I hope that ends up following. We got a newcomer, Brock Nichols. I'm looking forward to that a lot,
Yeah.
and have another American squad is gonna be a cool thing. I mean, me and Brock have grown up racing together since we were little kids, ever since I started riding. So now, we're teamed up, and kind of other than Ricky Wells, and I mean, it's basically me, Brock, and Ricky Wells as Americans overseas racing. So to know that we're on the same club in the UK is awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we are losing your signal a little bit. I want to ask you one question. What have you got planned for today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday for the weekend? What are you going to be doing?
I mean, today I haven't had a free weekend in a while. I was actually calling a couple of my buddies, and I was like, man, you have been busy the last month and a half or so. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's the first weekend free. We're planning on going out on the boat for a little bit, do a little bit of wakeboarding and a little bit of skiing. So that's the plan and the agenda for today. But yeah, and that should be good. You don't really get that in England.
Yeah. Well, all I can say is have a beer on all the Wolves fans over here in the UK. We will look forward to seeing you next year. Please stay safe in the United States. This COVID thing is happening. and you just have a good time the rest of the year, and hopefully we might catch up with you before the end of the year. What can I say? But Luke Becker, thank you very much for giving your time, my friend, and we do appreciate what you've given us.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for all the little technical difficulties, but
thanks a lot, Luke. Cheers, mate. See you later.